Undertale, a turn-based RPG made by Toby Fox in the Game Maker Studios engine. This game is known for its unique combat morality system, as well as its well-written story with multiple endings, and its extremely emotional soundtrack. It has a large dedicated fanbase that has fallen in love with the game's unique and subversive take on the conventional RPG genre, as well as its deeply imaginative world and excellent characters. Celeste, a 2D pixel art platformer developed by Maddie Makes Games using the Unity game engine. Celeste is renowned for its incredibly tight controls and its surprisingly emotional narrative. The story follows Madeline, a young woman struggling with depression and anxiety, as she embarks on a journey of self-discovery. Praised for its stunning pixel art style and profound themes, Celeste has captivated players with its unforgettable characters and compelling gameplay. Hollow Knight, a 2D Metroidvania developed by Team Cherry using the Unity game engine. Hollow Knight revitalized the genre with its unique blend of Souls-like gameplay and breathtaking hand-drawn art style. The game's subtle storytelling and extensive lore has continued to captivate players who eagerly uncover its secrets to this day. With its miraculously crafted world and its challenging gameplay, Hollow Knight has earned its place as one of the best video games ever created. Hyperlight Drifter, an action role-playing game made by Heart Machine in the Game Maker Studios engine. This game is known for its stunning sound quality and animations, alongside its amazingly difficult gameplay and captivating narrative. The dark tone and immersive atmosphere this game manages to impress upon the player has led it to becoming a cult classic and a must-play for most indie gamers. Cuphead, a 2D boss rush styled platformer made by Studio Maddenhire in the Unity game engine. Its unique rubber hose animation and challenging boss battles with dynamic gameplay have made it a smash hit in the gaming scene and beyond, with it even receiving a TV show. Truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Five Nights at Freddy's. Barely in need of an explanation, FNAF is an indie mascot horror game created by Scott Cawthon in the Click Team Fusion game engine, getting its ideas and premise from the creepy animatronic robots that you'd see at kids' places like Chuck E. Cheese. This game series absolutely blew up on the internet due to its incredibly unique style of gameplay and its extensive lore. Lethal Company, a much more recent indie horror game. This game is made by Zinkers in Unity. It's a cooperation-based game in which you work for an evil company that is literally called The Company, and it forces you and your crew to harvest moons for scraps and other resources to feed this unseen hand thingy. But these moon facilities are filled to the brim with deadly monsters and entities that want to tear you limb for limb. Failing to beat your quota will result in a very horrific game over sequence, as the company will send you into the vacuum of space without a helmet as punishment. Overall, this game's dark atmosphere and general creepy vibe has made it one of the most popular horror games of this modern gaming era. Friday Night Funkin', an open source rhythm game created by the Funkin crew that was made in the Hacks game engine. FNF has garnered a lot of popularity because it harbors a lot of nostalgia for the early era of gaming in which Flash animation and Newgrounds was at the peak of its popularity. It also helps that it came out around the time when Flash was officially discontinued around all websites, and Friday Night Funkin' was able to build itself up as a retro throwback to that era. The game also just features a lot of fan service, with the open source nature of the game allowing for many players to express their creativity and skills by making truly spectacular fan creations. Pizza Tower, a 2D platformer made by Tower de Pizza in Game Maker Studios 2. This wacky platformer is widely praised for its amazing control scheme, innovative level design, fantastic soundtrack, and its fast-paced nature. That paired along with its chaotic but really unique art style, and Pizza Tower has quickly risen the ranks as a must-play experience for those obsessed with the platforming genre or people just looking for a retro throwback to the old 90s style cartoons and platformers like Wario Land. Among Us, a social-based survival horror game created by Innersloth in the Unity game engine. This is another game that took the world by storm for its extremely addicting socializing aspect, with players being forced to find out which player on the ship is the imposter alien, secretly killing everyone on board. Its unique game mechanics, as well as its humorous visual style, has led it to garnering a notable fanbase and a truly endless amount of memes. And the recent crossovers that this game has done with other notable indie games shows that this juggernaut of a series is not going anywhere anytime soon. Amori, an RPG made by Omocat in RPG Maker MV, Amori is known for its extremely unique art style, mimicking the aesthetic of a children's sketchbook, evoking a sense of nostalgia while maintaining a unique and captivating style. It's also really known for its dark and sometimes depressive narrative that delves into the themes of anxiety, depression, and trauma. The game's eccentric nature has led it to gaining a cult following, and it's a clear choice for people that want a game reminiscent of the classics like Earthbound and the likes. Enter the Gungeon, a bullet hell roguelike game that was made by Devolver Digital in Unity. This game came to prominence due to its revitalization of the roguelike genre. It is argued by many to have perfected this style of gameplay, with players noting how good the game's weapon variety and dodge mechanics are in aiding the overall gameplay. Top that up with the beautifully violent pixel art style and really challenging gameplay, and you have yourself a real enjoyable experience on your hands. Hades. Another roguelike indie game developed by Supergiant Games in the proprietary game engine. This game is also considered one of the best roguelike games ever created, with its gorgeous art style and innovative game mechanics, one notable one being the one in which you can talk to the other Greek gods, slowly learning more about them after each death. This not only leads to the game having a clever, subversive narrative to underscore the more harsh roguelike elements, but it also allows the Greek gods and goddesses to become more fleshed out characters over the course of the game, making for a genuinely emotional experience, as well as adding great replay value. Minecraft. One of the most popular games of all time, this game originally started out as an indie game made by Mojang Studios using JavaScript. It's essentially just an open world sandbox game where you can make anything you want. The game has garnered a massive fan base due to its strong modding scene and its unobtainable hold over pop culture and the entire gaming world. Seriously, it's Minecraft, I don't have to explain much here. One Shot. One Shot is a puzzle adventure game developed by FutureCat and published in the Dejica RPG Maker engine. This game is most renowned for taking an extremely meta approach to its storytelling, with the player actually needing to move files around on their computer in order to solve puzzles, and them actually being referred to in the plot by their real name, provided on the account that you use, of course. Because of this, it has gained a cult following for its groundbreaking game mechanics and emotionally resonant main character in Nico. This game also gets a lot of comparisons to Undertale, for what I hope are fairly obvious reasons. Shovel Knight. An extremely retro-styled game that was made by Yacht Club Games and their own unique game engine, specifically built for the game. Shovel Knight draws on the nostalgia of old retro NES platformers like Mega Man and Super Mario. It has visually stunning pixel art and animations, as well as an excellent soundtrack that complements the game's retro aesthetic. And due to this game's almost universal porting, with it being available on damn near every gaming console, it has won the hearts of many classical gamers around the world. Meat Boy. Meat Boy is another popular 2D platformer made by Tommy Revens on his own game engine called the Tommynism engine. This game is known for its extremely fast-paced platforming and absolutely brutal difficulty. Super Meat Boy is super notable for having its innovative, at the time, instantaneous respawn rate whenever the player fails at a challenge. This keeps the game feeling challenging, but not unfair. That alongside the tight controls and sweet music makes the game simply addicting to play. Because of this, it has a large dedicated fanbase drawn to the huge latent speedrunning potential that lies within the game. The Binding of Isaac. A roguelike dungeon crawling game made by Edmund and Florian and Adobe Flash of all things. This game is known for its punishing gameplay and extremely dark story. Seriously, look into this with caution. This game became a hit for its really simplistic gameplay loop that has surprising depth. That alongside the game featuring multiple endings that only add to the darkness of the game's lore makes it appealing for hardcore gamers looking for a real challenging experience, and a truly unique, dark and depressive narrative. Disco Elysium. Written and designed by Estonian novelist Robert Kurvitz and his team, Disco Elysium is often referred to as possibly one of the greatest role-playing games of all time. It was made in the Unity game engine, and is heavily inspired by games like Planescape and other D&D-like games. The game features a unique but stunning oil painting art aesthetic and over 1 million lines of dialogue for its in-depth story and extremely complex characters. Because of this, the game has made a sizable niche for itself in the gaming market and is in great contention for being one of the best video game stories ever created. Simply put, the game's a masterpiece and a truly one-of-a-kind experience. Stardew Valley. A game created by Eric Concerned Ape Barone in C# and the XNA framework, Stardew Valley is a farm life simulator RPG that had a monstrous rise in popularity due to its charming world and peaceful atmosphere. The game allows for lots of freedom and exploration, being able to cultivate your own fields and customize the small village you live in, Pelican Town. With the various activities of fishing, cooking, talking to NPCs, and even marrying them, that alongside the multiplayer with up to 4 players allowing you to share and farm together, Stardew Valley has earned its spot as one of the most successful games of all time, with it selling over 30 million copies. It's just a really cozy gaming experience.